Kate Anderson went full Val Kilmer tonight and said, I'm your Huckleberry. Rest in peace, Val Kilmer. And holy shit, Kate Anderson. Nevertheless, we are live. Welcome aboard. Welcome in. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Blake Ruffino. This is AYS Sports. You know what time it is. It is the AYS Postgame Show. Do us a favor. Hit the like and share to all those groups if you're on social media pages on Facebook and to your own pages as well. You're watching us, listening to us on YouTube. Like, subscribe, notification bell, itching up to that 10K mark. Please help your boy get there. It would be, I'm trying to hit a goal. I'm trying to hit the goal, get to 10K before the football season. Please do us a favor in doing that. We greatly appreciate it. Also, wherever you listen to podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. We greatly appreciate that. So hit that like and share wherever you may be listening. Hit that retweet button as well if you are on the Twittergram. This postgame show is brought to you by our friends over at MyBookie. Guys, MyBookie, your number one shop for all bets placed. March Madness is here, and every game is a chance to win cash. From the first tip in the Final Four this weekend, every night promises to be a high-stakes matchup. SEC, Big Ten, who's going to bring it out? We'll find that out this weekend. Whether it is going to be that number one overall seed in Auburn or whether Florida can find their way out. Underdog shocking the world, not this year. Nevertheless, MyBookie is there for you to place those bets. Kate Anderson, tonight in LSU. You want to do it, go over to MyBookie. That's mybookie.ag. Use the sign-up code MM50. That's MM50. You'll boost your bankroll with the deposit bonus designed to help you make more money. If you don't get the bonus, that's okay too. Just make sure you're going over to MyBookie to place all of those bets. Also, ServiceHawk, our good partners over at ServiceHawk Digital Media, right referrals, right leads. They do it all. Get over them today at servicehawk.io. Guys, I've been in the digital media space for quite some time. They're absolutely fantastic at what they do. Go over to servicehawk.io if you need those referrals and leads for your business. You know what we got to start off with tonight. Now, it is a post-game show. You bring in those super chats. We will read all of those super chats. That's how you know for 100% chance you'll get your comment read. Kate Anderson, let's just go there. 9 innings pitched. Well over 120-plus pitches. If you would have told me that that was happening tonight, I would have asked you, what are you smoking? Didn't matter what I thought going into it, because in a day and age where pitch count is such a big deal, and listen, I know that a lot of you will probably come in here tonight and be like, yeah, that's great and all. He threw a complete game in early part of April, but man, the pitch count is too high. Dude, the velo is right there. He's fine. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Kate Anderson with the complete game. Didn't come without adversity. Did not come without its adversity for an entire week. You know, Kate Anderson last week got blessed and touched by Mississippi State, a team that can swing the bat, guys. You swept a team last week who, yeah, they may be 1-8, but Mississippi State that can swing the sticks a little bit. Hunter Hines, Ace Reese, doesn't matter, man. Cup, they can swing the sticks. Last week did not go in the way that Anderson wanted, coming off a day's short rest, going up from Friday to Thursday. And then you go into the first inning tonight, wasn't necessarily exactly what Kate Anderson probably hoped in a response in that first inning through some of it. But he leads off the game with a strikeout, looking on walk the leadoff hitter, and then he gives up 2 via somewhat hard hits, ground ball hits, one in between the shortstop and the third base hole, and then one that was in the shift that could have gotten him out of the inning, but it didn't. And one right in the 6 hole. Tanner Reeves, can't get to it into the shift. So you got runners on first and second. On 5 pitches to Willits, he gets a walk. And so now bases are loaded and 1 out. And if I'm Kate Anderson, if you're Kate Anderson, you got to be thinking to yourself, like, bro, Here we go again. What is going on? Come on, man. Come on. And then Nate Yeskie comes out to the mound and says something. Runs back in the dugout. And from that exact point on, so he is 5 batters in, excuse me. And from that moment on, Cade Anderson would absolutely shove. Guys, he would do, quite honestly, legendary stuff with the 14 strikeouts. Let's get to it. Branch and Dickerson with the bases loaded, both strikeout swinging. Guys, they put a ball in play there with 1 out. You roll you're going to have to roll a double play. God forbid if it's tough. You only get 1 out. They get a run early. Cade Anderson responds by getting 2 massive strikeouts in the first. And by the way, you went up there in the first inning against Witherspoon. Jones and Curiel both struck out looking, and Danny Dickinson hit a weak fly ball into left field. So it's not as if that it showed in the first inning that you were really ready to go there. Nevertheless, he responds with 2 massive strikeouts, and we get it off and rolling. Sorry. Had to take a water break there. Still fighting the sinuses. Feel a little bit better today. But the bottom of the second, he'd go 1-2-3 with Anderson. He gets a strikeout to Taki and to Willis. So 4 straight strikeouts. So bases loaded. He gets a strikeout, and then Cade Anderson goes into full Neo mode from the Matrix and is putting them down 1-2-3. But he gets Taki and Willis to strike out. Then it gets a weak ground ball to Danny Dickinson, and you're out of the inning. Bottom of the third, the leadoff guy, Walk, comes to the plate, gets a ground ball to Tanner Reeves. He gets a strikeout to Carmichael. So the number 1 and 2 hitters are both out with 2 outs. The third inning came with its adversity again for old Cade Anderson. He wouldn't. He'd stare right in the face and laugh at it. Christensen, the only guy that did anything against Cade Anderson tonight, would walk. Willits hits a line drive single into right field. Runners on first and second. And an absolutely fantastic response by your Friday night ace as he gets Branch to strike out, who he struck out, if you remember, when things turned around for Cade Anderson, it was Branch that came up to the plate where Anderson really got things going. And he gets a strikeout on Branch to get himself out of the third inning. Bottom of the fourth, 1-2-3. 1-2-3 would go Cade Anderson. But not in the conventional way. Dickerson would strike out for the 8th K in 4 innings. So at this point, Cade Anderson is averaging 2 strikeouts an inning. That is electric. Guys, it's quite honestly Paul Skeens level statistical stuff. Taki would hit a line drive into right field, and then the very next batter, Willis, would hit a line drive to Danny Dickinson, and he was able to double him up so that you go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the fourth. Fantastic defensive play there by Danny Dickinson. You know, we talk about Danny somewhat marginally, right? Like a guy that's got 8 RBIs in the last 5 games, 4 games actually. Shit, you could actually say 3 games. 8 RBIs in the last 3 games. No, it is 4. But defensively, man, he's been more than solid. He's been exceptional. Cade Anderson gives up a line drive single in the right field. One of the harder hit balls that Cade Anderson would give up all night. 3 pitches later, you got a line drive to the second baseman, and you double him up. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So listen, not only is Cade Anderson in a rhythm and that confidence with the fresh fade. By the way, don't act like your boy did not notice the fresh fade from Cade Anderson. Women in Louisiana are drinking their daiquiris watching the show right now, and they're saying, Blake, you're 1,000% right. When I saw Cade Anderson dealing like that, and I saw he had a fresh fade, Boy, that Bayou in me started getting rumbling. 1, 2, 3 in the fourth. So we're dealing here. Bottom of the 5, we go 1, 2, 3 again. Absolutely flawless. Harris would fly out in the center field on 2 or left field into 2 pitches. Walk would fly out in the center field on 3 pitches. Then Carmichael would strike out in 5 pitches for the 9th K of the game for Cade Anderson. Absolutely outdealing our guys. We saw tonight. I mean, they showed the graphic tonight. The highest rated draft prospect pitching wise in the SEC in Casey Witherspoon. Everyone coming into the game, myself included, and I will own it, myself included, even though we did say I'm not worried about Anderson at all, but myself included, only talking about, like, hey, man, this Witherspoon kid's really good, man. Very, very, very good. Cade Anderson said the number 2 guy on that board, if you saw, in the SEC, said, listen, dog, no way, I'm the best dude in the SEC. Through 5, no, it's me. It ain't you, it's me. I am the best ace in the SEC right now. We're through 5. You go to the bottom of the 6, Cade Anderson on the hardest hit ball of the night that was in play. Oh, God. That foul ball, we'll talk about that in a minute. But Christensen, again, with a line drive double in the right field at the warning track, leads off the bottom of the 6. Cade Anderson in the 6th inning, this is when you knew shit was special. The 6th inning is where I started, circled it, put all of the ribbons and crawfish stars by it. This was the inning that you knew things tonight was different. The hardest hit ball of the night hits off the warning track into right field, and you're like, okay, 6th inning, you're starting to round out into 90 pitches. It's going to be around the 3rd time that you've seen this lineup. Cowan probably going to get started rolling in the bullpen here shortly. Cade Anderson said, not now. Not now. He strikes out Willits and Branch. So remember, every time that we had talked about tonight that Cade Anderson would give something up and then Willits and Branch would come up every single time tonight, Cade Anderson would lock in, K him up, nothing you could do about it. It was something about that order of the lineup, who, by the way, guys, you think, oh, man, Oklahoma, whatever. Guys, that lineup can hit. They're the number 10 team in the country for a reason. It's not a fluke. They're not a bad team against some really talented hitters tonight. After the leadoff double in the 6th, in the right field, Willits, Branch, and Dickerson would go down. Now, in the 6th inning, there was something that happened and why I felt like shit was just ultimately special. Dickerson hits a foul ball that looked like it was gone off the bat. The ball went foul. I don't know how foul. I don't know how close it was. All I saw was the fans in left field running past the foul ball to get the ball, and Derek Carriel saying, no, just a long strike. I ain't going to lie, though. I ain't going to lie. My heart sunk. I know if y'all were watching this game, you're right there with my heart sunk. I'm like, oh, shit. God dang it. Ball went foul. The very next pitch, or was it 2 pitches? Regardless. No, it was the very next pitch. No, it was 2 pitches. Cade Anderson sits down Dickerson, and he's out of the 6th. And sometimes when that voodoo be rumbling, sometimes when you got Mama Juju's voodoo on you, it's just going to be your night. And you know what? Good on Jay Johnson, who's been in Louisiana for some time now, knows when the voodoo gods have blessed a human being from the state of Louisiana, let daddy roll. Pause. Let daddy roll. You give off a leadoff double. Now, You did it earlier too with Hernandez and you didn't score. We'll get to the offensive side in a minute. Guys, you're in a 2-run game, right? Like a 2-run game. And later innings, home field, momentum starting to swinging. UK up the side, you give up a foul ball. You're not a long foul ball that could have been a home run. It's not. You strike the dude out, man. Absolutely special stuff. Absolutely special stuff. And from that point on, after the sixth inning, Cade Anderson would go 1, 2, 3 from there on out. He retired. Willits, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He literally would go 12 up, 12 down. So after that leadoff double, nobody coming close to getting on base. They did not do shit. From that moment on, 7th, ground ball to Michael Braswell. Ground ball to Stephen Milam, who he kind of had to gather himself and made a hell of a throw from shortstop to get the out. He strikes out Harris. You go to the bottom of the 8th. He fields his own position. A swinging bunt, and Cade Anderson throws a rifle piece to Jared Jones. Beautiful play. B-E-A, beautiful play. Picks the ball up with his glove, tosses it in the air to his hand. Did y'all see the replay? Tosses the ball into his hand and not even missing a beat. Dude just had dude was on one tonight. Here's the truth. I think I am going to give Cade Anderson an NIL deal to get a fresh fade every single time before he takes the mound. It's the fade power, baby. You know how Samson lost his power when he lost his hair. Louisiana people, when they get that high, they get that Boosie looking for, they get that high fade. Shit starts happening now. Bottom of the 9th. Or bottom of the 8th, excuse me. So Anderson would field this position. Carmichael would ground out to Braswell. Guys, did y'all see on that one? The ball bounced off of the third base bag, if I'm not mistaken, and Braswell didn't even flinch. Great play by Michael Braswell. He get Christensen to strike out his last strikeout of the evening. And then the bottom of the 9th, to fly out to Danny Dickinson, to fly out into right field. And then, like God, the baseball gods drew it up. A comebacker right to Cade Anderson. And he get to put out to go the complete 9 innings. I don't know what to say, man. Like, tonight's performance by Cade Anderson has got to be one of the more special performances by an LSU baseball Tiger that I've ever seen. And listen, we've seen special moments. Hell, we've seen very special moments while Jay Johnson has been here as your head coach. I think of Wake Forest. I think of the defensive play of Wake Forest by Trey Morgan and the Tommy Tanks home run. I think of the Cruise and the Super Regional, that all being in postseason play. I think of Skeens doing complete game stuff in the regular season. I think of so many different instances of recent years, but even years before that. The ridiculous play that Alex Bregman would make at shortstop when he'd do a pirouette and make a throw to first base. Absolutely insane shit. Guys, tonight has got to be one of those more special things and performances that you've ever seen. We just walked down through all 9 innings. All 9 innings. A guy who's well above 130. I don't remember. I don't remember the 135 pitches. That guys, Brandon, pull that up. Is it 135? I'm thinking it's 135. I'm pretty sure it's 135. Yes, it is. Guys, 135 pitches on the night. I just don't know what to say, man. Like, I feel like in sports in general, that when you see performances, there are a lot of things, how special a human being can be, how electric a guy can be, like skiing or whatever. Name the sport, whether it be gymnastics for LSU, whether it be basketball, whether it be football, hell, whether it be baseball, regardless the sport, you know when you're witnessing outright legendary greatness. Tonight for Cade Anderson was one of those moments that was absolutely legendary stuff. That, guys, you might not ever, I'm not going to say you won't ever see it again, but what he did tonight was as special a feat that you'll ever see in your entire life. 9 innings in today's world, complete game in the SEC against the number 10 ranked team in the land. You know, on Monday, we talked about, like, and which I had stated, I am not worried about Cade Anderson at all. Guys, elite performers, major league dudes respond the way that Cade Anderson did. Guys that you will see in the big leagues, that's how they respond. God, sometimes you're just going to get rocked, man. Sometimes shit's going to be off. Then you come right behind in the number 10 team in the land, in their own home, I might add. While it's freezing ass cold. I say freezing ass cold. It's 53 degrees. When you're warming up, guys, they thought that they might have to push the start time back of tonight's game. I was talking to some people, and they're like, hey, man, it's 30 minutes before first pitch, and it's raining. How did that warm up go? How did that warm up go? Absolutely electric stuff, man. You can't say enough about it. All right. I see we got a lot of super chats. Some super chats in here. We'll go to them else. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. I don't know this. I got the chat off. I probably should turn it on, but I do see we have super chats. The last time that I remember an LSU pitcher doing that has got to be Paul Skeens, 9 innings. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was Tulane, wasn't it? We were here in the post game for that one too. Remember the whole argument behind that one, by the way? Man, I don't think you need to throw Paul Skeens against Tulane. All right, let's get to the plate. Guys, in the first inning, you look lost. And listen, you went up against one of the best dudes that you'll see all year. Without a doubt. You saw one of the best arms that you will see all year. You know, some people thought, and some people think, now on the draft boards, he is the most, Kyson Witherspoon, the guy you saw tonight, I should have emphasized that, is the number one guy on many people's draft boards as the top pitcher in the SEC. That might have changed tonight, but regardless, he was really good too. First inning, you go 1-2-3, 2 strikeouts by Jones and Curiel. Looking, Danny Dickinson would fly out to left field. Milam in the second flies out to center field. Ethan Fry hits a ground ball to shortstop. Jake Brown walks. Luis Hernandez, we get a line out into center field. Top of the third, you know, you could have blown some things open in the third. So the second time through the lineup, the second time through that you'd seen Witherspoon is when you kind of really made him pay. It is when you made him pay. So as bad as that first round, those first 2 innings were for you, going through that lineup, the first go-around seeing Witherspoon wasn't good. I thought, considering the guy that you were facing, you put some really good at-bats together the second time through the lineup. Reeves would ground out to the first baseman. Stanfield would ground out to the shortstop. He would ask for it to be reviewed. Now, I want to stop right there. You could have had another run here. They reviewed the shortstop throw from shortstop. They reviewed the play at first on Stanfield. Now, I don't know. I'll just say it like this. I don't know the rule, but this is of my thinking. You could clearly see in the Stanfield review that his foot is touching the base. Now, the ball is in the glove, but he has not technically squeezed it yet. So, like, it hadn't even really touched leather yet. Actually, it hadn't touched leather. Go back and watch the review. It's not a homer by his take. You saw it. I saw it. Everybody saw it. He is literally on the base before the ball is touching any part of leather. They call him out. The reason that's a big deal is because what would happen next with Bear Jones and his line drive into right field to untie the game? Jared Curiel, right after Stanfield, would hit a line drive into left field. So there could have been a situation that you had runners on first and second. Hell, you might have even scored a run. I'm not going to be that generous, but you definitely could have had runners on second and third. It was a big review. I'm going to be honest. I think Stanfield is safe. They didn't call it that way. They reviewed it. And I will say this. This specific umpiring crew, this specific one, they have been with you for a couple of times already this season, and they've been horrible. I digress. Regardless, Curio would double in the left field, line drive double in the left field, and then Jared Jones, who, guys, let's call it like we see it. Let's call it like we see it. A couple of years ago, Bear Jones getting a clutch hit into right field on a line drive on a cutter on the outside part of the plate that would go into right field. He would try to pull it and kill it. It would be a ground ball. You'd be out of the inning. That is what you call development. So when you say about Jay Johnson developing hitters, when you talk about Jay Johnson this or whatever you talk about with LSU baseball, when you get mad and you talk about development, Bear Jones, who's been with Jay all 3 years, is a key understanding of watching a coach take a hitter and develop him with serious talent. Don't do too much. Untie the ball game, hit the ball in the right field. He did. He untied the game there. Danny Dickinson would end it in the third to fly out. In the fourth, you wouldn't do anything. A ground ball, a fly out, and Jake Brown would strike out. In the bottom of the fifth, Luis Hernandez, who had a really good night, a dominating night for Luis Hernandez with 2 doubles. He would double in the left into double line drive in the right center field. Beautiful swing. Everything that Weatherspoon threw, they were seeing it through the zone, staying with the baseball. Beautiful approaches at the plate with some of these hits tonight. Tanner Reeves would have a sac bunt on an out, and then Chris Stanfield, who I think should have had a multi-hit night, if I'm just being honest. I think he would have been safe when we talked about him earlier. A massive hit to get your second run. So, guys, the top of your lineup in Bear Jones and the outright bottom of your lineup in Hernandez and Stanfield deliver in back-to-back innings for you to get you another run. Beautiful stuff. But Stanfield, line drive double into right field. Let me point this out. I had a buddy say this to me earlier. I'm not gonna be that petty. I paused myself. I was gonna be petty. I'm not gonna be petty. Here's my thought on bunting. If you don't remember, or it's the first time that you've ever watched the show, because it's a vital part of the game. It's a vital part of the game. Saying that you shouldn't do it is absolutely idiotic to me. I'm sorry. It is just so dumb to me. It doesn't matter. But a great bunt by Reeves gets Hernandez over to third. Stanfield with double. Derek Curiel had an off night. Had the hat trick tonight. Look, best stuff that he's ever seen in his life. And it got to him. But he would strike out, and Jones would hit a ground ball to second base. But you do get a run in the fifth. In the sixth, you would have Dickinson hit a ground ball to first base. Milam, ground ball to second base. Ethan Fry, line drive, center field. And I marked that hit down. Kyson Witherspoon was at 90 pitches at the time that Ethan Fry came up. He made Witherspoon throw 6 more pitches to Jake Brown that would really propel you of him not getting another inning. Now, you wouldn't score on it, but it was a really good at bat, and it got that pitch count up. Top of the seventh. Guys, top of the seventh, top of the eighth, and top of the ninth. You did absolutely nothing. You went 1, 2, 3 in the seventh, eighth, and ninth. The only thing that you did do was in the seventh, Hernandez had a line drive into left field. And then Michael Braswell, who, again, in that same Tanner Reeves spot. So back-to-back times that we've seen Hernandez in the game, he's had a leadoff double, you've had a bunt, and you've got a runner over to third. Clearly, a sign was missed by Chris Stanfield because they tried a safety squeeze, and it bit you in the ass. You would go 1, 2, 3 in that inning. Listen, I'm not going to poo-poo on a player. Missing signs will happen in baseball. But guys, that's a lack of focus. It's a lack of focus. And quite frankly, that shit cannot happen. It did, but it really can't. You get the extra run there and you're up 3-0. Guys, they're not beating you. Zach Cowan is not coming in. He is not coming in and giving up 3 runs. Even if you had to go to him, which you didn't, but you're not giving up a run, much less giving up 3 runs. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind it at all. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, this is what I did see. I was gonna be petty earlier. Let me just say this. It literally worked out for you bunting after a Luis Hernandez double by just swinging the bat. I understand Jay's logic by trying to get another safety squeeze down. But, man, that is rough. That is a rough way to execute. You got to be better. Guys, top of the eighth, this hit kid, the lefty, he would get Curiel Jones and Danny Dickinson all out on strikes. Guys, this pitching staff for Oklahoma is disgusting. I told you this before. I'll say it again. We talked about this during the week. In case you missed it, let's just reemphasize. Guys, Oklahoma's head coach, literally during the offseason for Major League Baseball, a lot of Major League pitchers will go to Stan Johnson and work on mechanics. He is that high level of a pitching coach. The one that I know that in his entire career did it was Clayton Kershaw. Know it for a fact. Kershaw used to go to Stan every offseason. Multiple Cy Youngs. It was his dude. When he would get in a little bit of a slump, couldn't find some things, which was very rare, he'd call Stan and say, what do I need to do? They're elite, not good. Oklahoma is elite at developing pitching. It's just people forget about it, man, because it's Oklahoma. But the hit kid would come in. He would be in during the whole last inning situation with the no steal, and he'd get a strikeout to Stanfield. But he came in the game, struck out Stanfield, Curiel Jones, and Dickinson. He comes into the bottom or the top of the – excuse me. He would do that at the end of the 7th inning. He would do it in the 8th inning with the getting 3 straight strikeouts in that inning. And then the top of the 9th, he got a couple of fly balls and a ground ball, and he was out of there. One of their better arms. But yeah, man, that kid was elite. So look, you got 2 runs against a really good pitcher, and a really good guy out of the pen. You saw a couple of their really elite arms tonight. All in all, before we start getting to these comments and super chats, yes, I will be talking about the Sage Ryan incident later on in the show. But overall, man, what a night. What a night, dude. Absolutely incredible stuff. Again, let me not say never seen. I never thought going into the night in the early part of April that Cade Anderson would go out there and throw a complete game, but my goodness, he did. He did. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Absolutely fantastic. All right, let's get to these super chats. We got 4 of them in here. Yes, if you do bring in or call in the super chats or just put in a super chat, we will read your comment here tonight, as we do always. Looks like Matt McMahon got him another player. So we do have some breaking news here. Portland transfer Max McKinnon has committed to LSU. His agent Daniel Moldovan told ESPN 6'6" Australian wing who averaged 14.5 points last year, shooting 41% from 3. LSU associate head coach David Patrick is going back to his roots. So looks like Matt McMahon in the portal got him another one. How about that? Good for Matt McMahon. Marvis says on YouTube, Sage Ryan first play action, deep post, TD to Chris Hilton. I'm coming back to the super chat in a minute. Chase Abear says, Blake, can't lie, man, with a $5 super chat. That looked like a homer. Crazy they didn't replay it. Well, here's the thing. If you go and look at the guy in the outfield who's behind the fence, the fan, the Oklahoma fan, where he runs to get that foul ball baseball. I mean, look, I'm not saying I know physics, but the ball would have had to curve at a 90-degree angle to where he was going to get it, where it would have, if it was a home run, it would have landed. Because if it hits a hill, it's going to roll down the hill. It's not going to hit on a hill and then roll down this way. It's not sloped. It's all sloped down. I think it's a foul ball, but regardless, to your point, Chase, to your point, which, whatever. But to your point, my heart did sink. I was like, oh, shoot. But it wasn't. And you know what? Good on it. Chase Abear also says another $5 super chat. Says also, Blake, they was saying there was a lot of scouts in the stands. May have been pumped up a bit. Well, so Todd Walker and Paul's up. Who was the other guy on the telecast? I know his name like I know my own. God, he's so good too. But they did say that there was 50 scouts in the building tonight. 50 scouts in the building tonight, and your boy went out there and shoved a complete game. That's big balls shit. Huh? That's big balls. That's like the South Park meme when the dude's, puts his balls in a wheelbarrow and he's wheeling it down the street. That's big ball stuff. Dave Neal. Thanks, Chance. Yes, it was Dave Neal. Dave Neal's really good at his job too. But man, whew. Absolutely fantastic stuff, man. Without a doubt. Todd Davis sends a $5 super chat. Says, for the record, LSU gets their first complete game shutout since 2018. AJ Labus had one. Skeens had a complete game, but not a shutout. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Complete game shutout. How about that? You're right. I did say Skeens, but Tulane did pepper Skeens that day. Remember when Skeens took the ground ball off his thunder thigh, his GQ thunder thigh? Remember that? He got a big old bruise on it. You're right. Yeah, Todd, you're right on that one. Good pull. 2018. 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. So 7 years. Impressive. Impressive stuff. All right, yes, fire in your super chats. We'll get to some more comments here throughout the show. I did see our good buddy Hal Jubin said that they're killing it in the portal right now, basketball-wise. They're doing good, man. I hope that we can talk a lot about Matt McMahon next year. A McNabb 23 says baseball is his best sport. I think he's good in football, but baseball is Dave's best sport. Oh yeah, if you're talking about Dave Neal, yeah, special. I love Dave Neal. Chase Thompson says, so is Guidry available? He is not. And look, guys, I probably shouldn't even brought that one up. I don't think that we need to keep talking about Gavin Guidry. Now, in tonight's game, for what it's worth, in a special night like tonight, I don't want to spend my time talking about Gavin Guidry. And you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to. Look, even if he comes back next week, he ain't going against Auburn. I don't think he's going against Auburn. You know, just throw him out there in the SEC when he hasn't thrown in 3 months. Not like that. February, March, April. I mean, I guess we're not technically through April, but I mean, shit, by next weekend, next weekend will be what, the 12th, the 13th? So, yeah, I don't know. Honkus says in 2013, LSU faced off OU in a super regional at the box. Game 1 featured 2 current MLB starters, Nola versus Gray. Jay Jones drove in a go-ahead run en route to a 2-0 college, a complete game shutout by Nola. How about that? I did not know that. Honkus with a very big stat for us tonight here. Hunter Daigle says Anderson was excellent. Everyone but Guidry in the bullpen is available for Friday and Saturday. Guys, I'm going to nip this one in the bud. I'm sorry. What, brother? What? Hold on now. Gavin Guidry is not better and has never shown you to be better than what Zach Cowan and Kason Evans can perform for you like. Hold on now. If Gavin Guidry is not coming in on Friday unless Cade Anderson and Zach Cowan pee down their leg. And that angle, it would be very few and far between with that happening. Gavin got rocked last year. He's been hurt bad. He's been out, guys, we're halfway through the year and he hasn't played. This isn't a small-ass injury. This isn't like a hamstring. It's a back. No, man. I'm sorry. I got to refute that one. No way. Chase Abear with a $5 super chat. $15 tonight, my man. Appreciate it. Says, Blake, how do we use Zach Cowan now? Just like you would use him on a Friday night or Thursday night? First one out the pen for me. I mean, you pray to God. So, look, let's go into game 2 and game 3. I mean, what Anthony Ianson did last week is absolutely special. Here's what I'd say. Oklahoma got dominated tonight by one dude. And I would assume that their refocus at the plate is going to be immense tomorrow. Just hope that he's good, man. You just need to hope that he's really good tomorrow. That's all that you can hope for. Hopefully you can get 5-6 innings. I mean, you need 5 innings at least. And then Cowan can come in and maybe either give you 3 or 4, 3, whatever it is. You got a lot of guys tonight from a bullpen standpoint sets you up massively. Now they only use 2 guys and you only use 1. So, I mean, look, Cowan. I mean, he'd be the first out of the pen for me. First out of the pen. And listen, even if Anthony Ianson is getting touched early and you need to go to Cowan to win the series, if you needed to go Case and Evans and you have Ianson, Cowan, and Evans, like let's just say he gives up 4 runs in 2 or 3 innings, 2 or 3, 4 innings. You go to Cowan. Well, you got Evans that can come in and close it out too if need be. Guys, you're set up to win this series. And quite frankly, that's all I care about. I care about taking 2 or 3. Now, you're probably going to say in the comments, Blake, we need a sweep. We don't need to sweep shit. What you need to do is win the series. It's what you need to do. So, I mean, there's a lot of options, man. There's a hell of a lot of options. A. McNabb with a $2 super chat says Gage Jump had a complete game last year versus Mizzou. Was it wasn't a shutout? Was it a shutout? And that's Mizzou too. That's Mizzou too. Honkin says Cade had Tommy John 3 years ago. Here is a quote from Tiger Rag, 15 Ks. What does that mean? What does that mean? What am I missing? Adam LeBlanc says Pearson will be back. It's going to be clutch when he does. Yeah, I mean, I'm not giving up on Pearson. I'm not giving up on Pearson at all. It's just Ethan Fry. Ethan Fry has been, very electric. I mean, he had a line drive hit tonight, one of the only hits that you got out of the 5. Stephen Fry, our good buddies over at Fry Construction. Get over to them today. Out there in Eunice, Louisiana. 337-457-5100. Listen, man, you need dirt work. You're on the left side of the parish. Left side of the state and center part of the state. You in Cajun country. You in the 337. Hit your boys up, bro. Hit your boys up. 337-457-5100. Stefan, do I know that number better than you by now? Stefan, do you know your own business's phone line? I know y'all's number better than y'all do. Stefan, I better hear it in the chat. I need to see you. Do I know your number better than you do? See? He says I do. I'm telling you. That's what you call love. That's what you call pure love. Ain't no man love you like that. Ain't no other man in this world love you like that. Pause. He does say, listen, I like Guidry, but let's not act like he's a stud because he got the last out of the College World Series when we were up 18-4. That's seriously the last real positive I remember of him. Yeah, I mean, look, Guidry has not been – he's solid. He can give you some really big outs. He got you a lot of big outs in the regional last year. In reference to giving you like what Zach Cowan or Case and Evans gives you guys, come on. Like everybody, this whole I like Gavin Guidry. Like I like Gavin Guidry. He's a solid dude out of the pen. Why? Like there's this obsession of like, bro, he's not now. The obsession could be that you really could use another solid arm, and I understand that. I'm not saying that we shouldn't monitor or like, hey, it doesn't matter if he doesn't come back. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, look now, I get what you're saying, but this whole like guys, let's just say in the 6th inning that Jay, for whatever reason, would have gone with somebody out of the pen for Cade Anderson. Guys, if he would have done that in the 8th inning when he's at 100 pitches, Guidry at best, at the current moment, is your third option in that scenario. And I don't know, with the current situation that you're in, I don't know, guys, if he's not your 5th, 6th, 7th option. He has not thrown a pitch in a game all year, bro. Like, come on now. Come on now. Could you bring him in a situation if you're up a lot? Yes. But when you're in a 2-run game, he ain't coming in like that when you got Cowan fresh and Evans fresh. Ain't going to happen. It is not going to happen. I mean, I like the kid. He is a solid dude. Because even statistically, y'all can't justify that. You can't justify it now. Jerome Landry says, we just want to see that chirping. Let's keep it real. Yeah, let's keep it real. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we going to keep it real. Keeping it real gives me a lot of negative comments, by the way, for what it's worth. For what it's worth. Stefan again says, I agree, Blake. We're acting like Gavin Guidry is coming out of the pen pumping 95 or something. We'll be lucky if he throws low 90s from this point. Yeah, I mean, and it's a back injury. It's a back injury. McNabb says, I think it's because the bullpen outside of Evans and Cowan has been sketch. Guys, I mean, in McNabb, I got to be real. I mean, not this. I did not anticipate, nor did I think that this would be at the end of this, Gavin Guidry like fest. But guys, Gavin Guidry has been sketched too now. Like, from the performances that you've seen. So now you have a guy last year that guys really struggled, okay, in certain situations. He had a good regional. He had a good outing in a regional. So did Helmers. Okay? But I just, there's no way you can justify that, because I don't even think that he's your third arm coming out of the pen right now. I still think that he'd either go Connor Bidge or Mavic Rizzi. For what it's worth, I don't think I think he's the 4th, 5th, 6th option at like there. Saying he's the third option at best is when he's fully healthy and ready to go. At the current moment, guys, come on now. Come on. And listen, I've stayed away from this, and I'm going to continue to stay away from it for a lot of reasons of why he's out. Guys, Jay let the cat out of the bag. It's a back injury or whatever. Okay. Guys, Adam LeBlanc says, negative comments equal views. Keep rolling, Mr. Ruffino. No, they don't. No, they don't. They give me a lot of heartache. And a lot of people talking outright crazy shit. That's what they do. I just think it's funny. As I'm about to transition into Sage Ryan and go stupid on Sage Ryan here in just a minute. I think it's funny how last year we had a conversation about our football team, and literally the 3 things that I talked about the most that y'all hated me on. You're turning the ball over too much. You can't stop the run. And you had troubles early on running the football. I will take my track record against anybody's. Anybody's. How was it negative a year ago when literally it played out? Now, you know what, Adam LeBlanc, let me just say this. You know what really gets views? Let me tell you what really gets views. If I would come out in these shows and like, oh man, natty team, like this is a national championship level team, that would get me a shitload of views. I promise you, it would get a shitload of views. but I'm going to keep it real with you. Speaking of real, let's go back to the first super chat of the night. Marvis sends a $2 super chat, says, Sage Ryan, first play action, deep post, touchdown, Chris Hilton. Let's get into it. In case you missed it, earlier today, Sage Ryan, the new safety for the Ole Miss Rebels, met with the media, and he says, and I quote, or this is the question. Sage Ryan was asked if he was eager to host LSU in Vaught Hemingway Stadium in Oxford this year, in which Sage Ryan said, I can't wait. I'm seeing red already. I can't wait to go up against my former teammates and my guy Nuss back there. It's going to be a good battle, Ryan said. So there's a couple of things here. Number one, I don't necessarily blame any player ever, whether they are motivated about playing their former team. I think it's what sports are all about, right? Like, I mean, like motivation fuels you. Here's the problem with Sage Ryan and his comments today. Now, Sage Ryan, for what it's worth, in the years that he had been at LSU, and especially over the last 2 years for sure, Sage did not make many friends in the LSU fandom because, quite frankly, he wasn't that good. And if we're going to come out here pumping sunshine and rainbows, and if we're going to come out here and say to ourselves, like, why LSU had issues, Sage Ryan was a massive issue as to why LSU had massive issues defensively. Kid wasn't good. Can he go to Ole Miss and become better and be developed better and be utilized better? Sure. Pete Golding can figure out something with him and something can click in this last year? Sure. Boy, that feels like a stretch. The problem with this comment is Sage Ryan says, I can't wait. I'm already seeing red. Brother, you ain't seen red ever. You didn't do it at LSU, so maybe he went to Ole Miss and got some motivation. I don't know. I have no clue. Good luck. Good luck. You're going to need it. I hope it fuels you. I hope when this LSU team offensively is in the weight room, Chris Hilton, Nick Anderson, Barry and Brown, Garrett Nussmeier. Hey, dog, you didn't need any more motivation because you went 8-4 last year, 9-4 last year. You don't need more motivation. You don't need it. I hope you got it today. I'm seeing red. Brother, Sage Ryan has been and was one of the worst safeties to ever play at LSU. Hey, man. I mean, you're seeing red. Let's call it out. Guys, Kirby, I don't know if y'all even saw this. Kirby Smart, and to my point about calling a player out, Kirby Smart talked about on April the 7th, it's supposed to be the TV revenue share deal. The House settlement case is supposed to go through on the 7th, and we'll see if it does. Dude, these kids in college are going to be making base scholarship guys 100, 150, some of them in some conferences, close to $200,000 a year just in TV revenue money. Like, if the school is the schools are going to have to pay $20 million to the football team. So 20 million divided by 85, it's going to be close to over $250,000. The holding back, I know they're kids. I call them kids. Guys, they're a young professional in college that's making more money than most of America. There's not a lot of you in here that make over $250K a year. Guys, it's not. No. I hope Garrett, and I hope Chris, and I hope Barry and Brown, and I hope Trey'Dez Green, especially Trey'Dez Green, because they're going to put Sage Ryan on Trey'Dez Green. I pray to God, sweet Bayou Jesus above, that you play exactly like you played at LSU. I dare you. There's no way in hell that Sage Ryan, who was scared to tackle Lenore Sellers last year in the open field, legitimately, and was scared to tackle a running back against Florida. There's no way in hell that you can convince me that this dude's seeing, I'm seeing red. Brother, no, you ain't. You was out there scared to hit quarterbacks that were running right at you. The one thing I will say about Sage Ryan, though, is you better change up your calls for that game. Because if you don't, he's going to know them. He's going to know them. He's going up against you more than anybody that you'll see this year because of practice. Every time that Sage Ryan sneaks down in the box, I'm running right at him. If he even plays. If he even plays. And I'm dead serious when I say that. If he even plays. What an absolutely dumb comment. Absolutely dumb. I'm running it right at him. I know he's not going to tackle. I know he can't cover either. PFF came out with a grade that he didn't let a touchdown in 2023. You guys watched the games. I watched the games. You know good and damn well that he gave up a lot of shit. Touchdowns included. So you want to come out here, I'm seeing red, I'm done, all this. All right. Well, I would love to know what the Ole Miss coaching staff said to him then to get him motivated if he has a great season. Because, brother, you ain't shown the best play that Sage Ryan ever made at LSU, which got reversed, by the way, was the strip fumble recovery by Greg Brooks against Alabama in 2022. And the call didn't even go your way. Didn't even go your way. It's the best play that he ever made against in that jersey. From that point forward, we saw him running away from people. Purposely getting – bro, he got shook in the open field by a 245-pound quarterback. Now, Lenore Sellers can really run. No. What I think is you got scared. That's what I think. LSU is better today without Major Burns and Sage Ryan. Because I will run out there with Deshaun Spears, and if he misses a play, I will chalk that shit up in my mind. For me, I know maybe not for you. For me, I have a young kid back there that's learning. Sage Ryan's been playing since a freshman. Because as a super senior, now he's a super senior. As a super senior, he didn't want to tackle. His career on the line because if he has a good year, he could have gone into the draft. Why didn't you go to the draft? I know why you didn't go to the draft. You wouldn't have gotten drafted. You're not good enough. I'm seeing red. Well, LSU better change their calls up. Alexander Taylor says, I watched USC 2-minute drill, and he was targeted on every play. USC 2-minute drill? Oh, from game one? Yeah, he was. He gave up the long touchdown. Come on, bro. David says Lane is going to put him in just to see if he can back up his statement. Lane going to put him in there, and Pete would put him in there. Dude, you can't convince me. They targeted Sage Ryan. You can't tell me that Lane Kiffin went and got the dude in the portal because he knew. Now, Pete Golding was a major recruiter for Sage Ryan when he was at Alabama. Maybe he remembers him in recruiting. It's like, hey, man, come here. I mean, we'll work you in. Come on, man. Come on, man. Tommy John does not give you a brand new arm. Adam says the polyester prince is going to come get you for coming after his boy / insider. Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. Come on. Come on. What are we doing here? I don't even know anymore. I did see this. TJ Finley's in hot water. The police report was plastered on Twitter today. In case you missed it, TJ Finley was arrested for being in possession of a stolen vehicle, which he said that he bought in Atlanta. Not good, boys. And then he switched the license plate, which not good either. See what happens. Boy, my phone was blowing up during that Sage Ryan hit. I wonder why. All right, we're out of here. Kate Anderson, you're a dog. You're a stud. Women love you. Men want to be you because you're absolutely fantastic. What a great, great night for Kate Anderson. LSU takes game 1. Can they take game 2 tomorrow? We'll find out. Till then, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. Peace.